Okay, so if you don't know what this is Age of History 2. A game that I find fun. Something else, you guys might find this fun, but you have no idea what this is. So welcome to the Age of History 2 tutorial. So first off, we're going to begin with here, which is the scenarios. You can go down to the Warring States period, which is China, gives a little overview of the map. Let's just load that in. It has... well... yeah, it's kind of self-explanatory, to be honest. And then you got the ancient Greece, which you can see up there. You got the three kingdoms you see up there, the Byzantine, Sasanian, the year 1200, which looks like this. Got Bulgaria looking like that. You've got the Great Gin and all. You got all sorts. America doesn't really look like much. Wasteland up in Canada. And then you got the 1440, which looks like this. You know, you got all sorts, to be honest. But I will go through them all just in case you see one that's interesting. You got Sengoku, which is Japan, the Napoleonic Wars, which I did a couple videos on, Victorian era, which is literally just a map of the world in 1836, American Civil War, Second Boer War, a funny one, the Emu War, which is Australia versus emus, World War II, the Football War, the USA, Brazil, and the modern world, which is a map of 2018. Because it's not been updated, because what changes have been made? Except the change that I've personally made, which is adding Scotland to this map, because Scotland, yeah. So anyway, to show you things like properly, we're gonna go with Germany, and to choose any country you want. So you'll see that currently I'm as Saint Lucia, but right now I'm gonna press Add Player, click on Saint Lucia, and then press the X next to Saint Lucia. So now I'm playing as Germany, or I could press the button up here, Random Civilization, which will just make me a random civilization. But I want to be Germany right now. And then options, they've got all sorts. The main one here is Fog of War, which I prefer off, because if it's like this, then some of the map will be disappeared. So perhaps all of Siberia, these parts of Canada, the US, maybe down here will not appear. If I put it to classic, then you can see the whole map. But you can't see troops in other countries. But if it's off, then you can see other troops everywhere, including the fortresses, which I will get to in a second. And you got difficulty, you got the game speed and the AI aggressiveness. This is how I always play, just because it's only a small video, and when I didn't really know of this existence. So yeah, we'll just kind of go over that, and then you got all these. You can read it. But I've never really used it, to be honest. Now, this is what you get spawned into. You get spawned into your map. Each capital city has got 1,000 troops, or it might have a bit different because I altered it. But yeah, so this is what you'll start off with. You'll start off with all these provinces, and every single province will be the same. Like, this province will always be shaped like this, along with that, all of that. It always will be. So first of all, we're going to do with these 1,000 troops here. So you'll see that you got your buttons, move to, which if you press T on a keyboard and then tap your province and press the checkboard and then press your spacebar or the next turn button, they'll move. And then you can do it to move them back. And that does cost movement points, which you get for the size of your country, for your technology, which we'll get to in a quick second, and the base value, which is just what you get each turn. Technology is this. Now, research, I'd say, is the most important, because it gives you more research points. So when you do that, also, it just takes... Also, if you look up here, this is how much money you get each time you press the next turn button. If you look up there real quick, income taxation, that just... Income taxation ups that. The military upkeep, look up there again, it just it lowers the price of the thing. Administration, that reduces the amount of money it costs to assimilate. Income production, I can't remember, I don't really know what these do, but population growth will up the population you get. And colonization costs only matters if there's like land to colonize, which I'll probably get to in a part 2 of the tutorial. But anyway, so some things here. If I go into these troops and press R, then I can disband the troops, and it shows you the balance that it will be when I get rid of the troops, and how much movement points it will cost. But if you're playing on like mobile, then you'd have to press more, and then go down to disband army, and then do that, and then get rid of them. And this is instantly, by the way. This isn't like recruiting, which if you press W or press this button here, you can recruit troops. And it looks like I can only recruit 3,500 troops. But if I press X, which will cancel it, press the next turn button a bit, and now we can recruit 6,000 troops. And that's because it costs 31,000, and I now have over 31,000 to afford all these troops. So that now means that I can recruit these guys, press the space bar because it takes like a whole turn to actually get these troops, and I can get rid of them immediately. Another thing is conscription. If I press conscription, then it costs twice as more money, but you get the troops instantly. So now I already have these troops and I can move them in the same turn. Just to remind you again, if I just go here, go to regular, so it isn't conscription, I would have to wait a turn and then I can move them. Next we're going to talk about diplomacy points. So the base value is just what you get. The rank, which is if you press F9 on your keyboard, it will show you the ranking. So if I go to number 6, as it says up here, there I am. I am currently number 6. And this all adds up to from population score, which I am number 5th, and economic score, which I'm number 7. Prestige, I don't know what that does, but it all totals out to number 6. So I get some 1.1 diplomacy points each time, and then technology is 1.7. So that's that. Next we're going to go on to basically economic stuff. So if I press E, or the more button down here, then it'll show me the stuff I can do. So because this is a capital province, it starts off with 1 castle and 1 watchtower. And watchtowers allow you to see the amount of troops in the next province if you're not playing with Fog of War off. So I can build a farm, which will up the growth rate. I can build a workshop, which will up the income production, which will give me more money. I can add a library, which will give me one chemical point. So if you don't know what that is, if I go up to this part up here, it shows my technology level and my research progress. So if I was to get a library, it would add 1 for every 725 people in this province. And if you want to know where that is, it's down here, along with the majority of population, along with the growth rate, which is +2, and it tells me what biome it is. It's a forest. How happy people are, the revolution risk, how like people are, like the stability, like we're very stable because everyone's pretty much German. The technology increase, which will give me research progress, and my economy, which contributes to this number here, which is equal to how much money I gain each turn. I'll get into map modes maybe in the part 2. But, so, there's that. And then the armory reduces the cost of recruitment for soldiers. And then, oh, see? This is why I need movement points. Because now I don't have enough movement points to build a supply camp. Which then would allow the military upkeep to be minus by 20% when troops are in this province. So then if I just do that real quick, then I just press the spaces, and then all that is now built, because it takes time. Now, notice some of it says level 1 and stuff. That's because the technology level is useful into upgrading your, to get technology points and to actually building better units. So look at this. This number has been dropped to 425 people in the province instead of the basic 725. In a university, which requires a lot more, yeah. So the workshop, that one requires 65 technology points, and it also adds even more to the party here, 10% more income production. And then the farm, I've already unlocked that. It requires 0.3. I am at, as I can see over here, 0.42, so I can build that to up the growth rate. And then it takes 2 turns to build it, and then, oh look, I can do that again for a level 3. And then, oh, I've ran out. So this province is now maxed out. Now I'm going to show you festivals. Now 74% isn't too good. So if I press confirm here, and then look at that, 74%, wait the 7 turns of the festival, and now it's 87. That's just to make people happy. So next we're going to go into this tab. So if you go up to this is your treasury. Now don't get scared at this. This just shows you your expenses and how much you're incoming. So from taxes, from production, and other, not really getting anything. Total income, boom. Then expenses, administration takes off money because you need to look out for them rebellions and stuff. Don't have a military, so it's not taking any money off of it. Total expenses, oh yeah, spendings as well for like infrastructure and all. So, and then I get the total number of 7,000. So here we get on to taxes. Now, this line here is like the max of like happiness, but technically if you look over here, you don't want to lose happiness, because over time then people get less happy where they'll start to revolt. So I keep it just 1 bar above where I'm still gaining a slight bit of happiness. Now with goods here, so it's fine staying like this. It's costing me this much money, but if you want to save money, you can bring that down to the bare minimum. If you bring it down to here, then bad stuff will happen. Like, people might revolt. But if you keep it to that, then it's good, and then investments will just keep to bare minimum. Now research, this will up the research points you get. So look at that, I'm getting plus 943. Wait, plus 465 added on to the 943 I already have. Look up here. 4.26 way to that nice big number there, which is that. So I'd be adding 943 to this. But look, as it keeps on going up and up, but look out, it also takes off of my balance with the total income. So my spendings has now been raised up to here. So if I did that all the way up to the point where I'm getting no money each time when I press the spacebar, I've just gotten a new technology point. I'll spend that on military upkeep, press it again, I've gained another one. But then if I get rid of all this, because it's technically not really needed, I'm back up to 10k, but I don't get a technology point each turn. Next we got assimilation. Now this is only useful if you have just invaded a country and you need to like turn their population into Germans or whatever country you're playing at. Investments. Now, if you look here, I can invest as much money as I want, starting from a small amount. So look at that, 10,089, confirm. Wait at the 4-turn wait period. And look, that number is up, but it'll still keep upping slowly and slowly. Next you got the investments in development, which will give you more technology points, which we'll just do quickly. You don't really see a change, to be honest, but you will in this, I think. Next we got conscript, this is basically just the same, and this is an invading province, this is also invading province, so that's the more tab. So here we have the diplomacy tab. Now, if you're playing as a country that can form something, like the Weimar Republic, Poland can form the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth along with Lithuania, Russia can form the Soviet Union, France can form the French Empire, Italy can form Rome, Egypt can form ancient Egypt, Saudi Arabia can make Arabia, Ottoman Empire, Qing Dynasty I think, and yeah. Next as the technology level, which just appears here, but you'll notice if it will notify when you have a technology point, you can just press the buttons up here for that. Also, this is high inflation, just ignore it, it just means that you're gaining less money each turn, but that's okay because you're rich enough where it won't really make a difference, but you're still gaining money, so you can just get rid of that, but it does appear each time. And next here we got vassals. Well, this is only important in war. I can release a vassal. Now this, technically you don't actually need to have a vassal. If I press this button right here, I'll get into this in a different part, but yeah. I can move the capital, so because I have Berlin selected, I can't move the capital to Berlin. If I was to, I don't know, go back to the political map mode, look at our biggest city is Cologne, so why don't I just find Cologne, which is right here, diplomacy, and I can move the capital to here for 14,000, then I can confirm that. I'm not going to bother, but still, I can do that, and it won't really make a difference. Now, change the type of government. You can't really, so you can't change it to democracy, because I'm already a democracy, which is just, which has a bunch of different things. Each one is different, like acceptable taxation before like people get angry, how much money you have to spend on goods, investments, and all the other. That changes when you go down and down. Just have a look there if you're interested in it. There's some that you can't change to in like certain time periods, but I can't really remember them like exactly. But yeah, that's that. And then you got loans. I don't really do this, but you can like request 16,000 for, and you have to pay it back at the end of that, I think. I don't know, I haven't really used that feature before. Also, this is just like information about the country. It doesn't really matter. Okay, so next what we're going to go on to is we're going to go on to some sort of invasion. So if you want, you can build a castle and a watchtower, which adds defense. So that means like if a country invaded with 1,853 units and I did not have a castle here, it would minus that number off of whatever troops I had here. But if I have a defense bonus, it would save 20% of my army. So if I just recruited like this much, then it would save 20% of the 1,853 that have been taken off of it. So it's actually really beneficial. And then armories to make it like cheaper, just in case I'm not too rich, but I'm clearly rich enough. And then yeah, so basically I want to show you the hang on. Here we go. So I want to show you the Form Weimar Republic thing. So that would require me to invade Poland, but also has special specifications. The capital has to be Berlin. It costs 1,000 coins and 2.4 diplomacy points. You have to be at peace if you want to form this. I cannot be a vassal. I need to own all the provinces, and you have to make sure that the country you want to be doesn't already exist. So say that you got beaten in a war pretty badly by Prague, or like Czech Republic, and like because you were like, I don't know, stupid. Then they took over all this, or Poland maybe. Poland like took over your country. And then so they had all of this land, but you had luckily invaded the Netherlands, and Poland allowed you to keep being the Netherlands. Poland then invaded Russia, got Kaliningrad, and invaded this province of Lithuania. Poland could then rightfully become the Weimar Republic, and I couldn't, even though I am already Germany. So I want to show you that, but I feel this video is getting a bit too long, so I'll just prepare some things, like what I prefer to do. I normally like to get, like, run out of movement points, you have to get a new turn, and then continue to build that. That's already maxed out, and then just spend money on defense bonuses, and making sure it's not too expensive for troops. And then castle, your watchtower, your armory. I don't really bother the supply camps, because usually the war is not going to last too long. And then in the part 2 of this tutorial, I will show you how to invade a province and what you can do after invading a province. Thank you for watching the tutorial. Goodbye.